Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is January 1st, 2024, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've already done my 2-card reading for the day, but I've been guided to do something a little different for each month. And I would like to do a 3-card pull at the beginning of every month and look at some things that January is going to tell us. So my plan is to do a 3-card pull, and the card in the middle will tell us the energy that we are going to work with for January. The next card is going to tell us something that we actively need to release. Not just passively release it, but that we need to actively work on releasing. And then the 3rd card is going to be something that we need to actively work on bringing in to help work with the energy. So we're going to give this a shot. I'm working with the same deck for a week at a time, so I'm going to continue working with this deck. This is the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle Cards by Colette Baron Reed. And so this is a bit of trial and error for me, so bear with me. This just kind of came into my head basically yesterday, the other day. So we're going to give this a shot, all right? So we're going to look at a 3-card pull. I would like to invite in my spirit guides and guardians. I would like to invite in the spirit guides and guardians of the collective. I would like to invite in the spirit guides and guardians of anyone who is watching this video, will ever watch this video, whether you watch this video today, tomorrow, next week, next year. I truly believe that no matter when you watch this video, there is something in it for you to learn, for you to take away. So we're going to, first of all, look at the energy that's coming to us January 2024. Okay, and so now we're going to look at a card that's going to, I'm not sure, a card for us to actively work on releasing. Hopefully this is all going to fit in the screen. I'm still working with my setup. I still have my candles and crystals around. They're just not in scene, just to make more space. And something that we're going to actively work on releasing for this month. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read these intuitively as I have been, and also read from the deck. So we're going to look at the energy card first to see what the energy of January has for us. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. This is the Water Fairy, and she is about water and feelings. And she's just kind of smiling at you a little bit, just chilling with her lily pad. I think this is a gorgeous card. It feels obviously watery to me, but water is connected to the moon and our intuition and our feminine side. So I feel like that's the energy that we have coming towards us for January. Let me read what the book says. So the Water Fairy, feelings and emotions. When the Water Fairy swims up to you with her liquid magic, she reminds you that emotions and feelings may be running the show. She asks you to consider how you really feel about things and why. She also reminds you that you are not your feelings. You are the one experiencing them. Remember that as water flows, emotions change. The Water Fairy also tells you that it's time to lose your rigidity. Be fluid and willing at times to compromise and allow change to happen. Remember, feelings are the fuel for manifesting. Be certain that you want to create what you're feeling. Allow your feelings to pass through and focus on the positive. The Water Fairy longs to smile at you in reflection. So I feel like this is pretty good information coming at us from the month. You know, we have water, intuition, emotional energy. It's also telling us maybe, or sending us the energy of flexibility, because sometimes, I mean, I myself have a hard time with flexibility. Like sometimes I'm just, nope, I need to do this, then I need to do this, then I need to do this. And sometimes you just need to do 3 things before you do the thing that you normally do first. So I think this is a really interesting card that we're getting for this energy for January. Okay, let's look at the thing that we're going to actively work on releasing to help bring this energy in. So our release card is perception. So we've seen this card in a reading earlier in the week. It's kind of like the all-seeing eye here. But perception can be a lot of things. Like maybe the thing that we need to actively release is the perception that we have that we don't have abundance, that we don't have love, that we don't have enough. We have enough of all of those things. And we have all the things that we need. We sometimes just don't see it that way, because we don't perceive it that way, because we want something more, we want something better, we want something that our neighbor has or a friend down the street has. So I think maybe the thing we need to release is limited perception, or how we perceive the things in our lives. Let me look at this meaning here really quick. Okay, it says here, this marker requires that you contemplate how you look at the world. Through what eyes do you see? Do you see your peer through those of prejudice or judgment? Are you viewing your present circumstances by projecting your past? This is a time to slow down, to observe from all angles. This calls for objectivity and a willingness to examine your life and others through a neutral pair of eyes. Within you, awareness is transcending your ego-separated sense of self. This marker brings clarity and asks you to look and wait. Perception is everything. Take no further action until you see how this message applies to your current situation. Then once you've shifted your perception, you may find that this was all that you need. So again, I think what we need to release is a darkened or closed perception. I think that if we are open to perceiving wonderful things, that's great. But if we don't perceive, you know, like if we have a closed perception, then we limit ourselves. And when we limit ourselves, we limit the potential that can come to us. So I think we need to release closed perception is basically what this is telling us. Now let's look at the energy that we're going to actively bring in for this month of January. And we have focus, which I love. Concentration, focus. We've seen this card earlier in the week as well. It might have been my very first reading with this deck this week. I'm not sure what the date was now, but it's been a little while. This is a beautiful card. We have a target on a path, and we have an arrow shot straight into the middle of it, which always lets me think, or always makes me think, that if you concentrate, if you aim, if your stance is good, and you've made sure everything around you is the way it needs to be, you're going to hit your target. Bullseye right there, dead center. So I think this is really positive. Let's look at what she has written about this card. Focus. It is time to draw your energies inward. Let go of all things that are superfluous and unnecessary at this time. Focus your attention on the job ahead. Do what is in front of you, no matter how small the task is. Clear focus is required. Be mindful to stay in the present. Avoid looking back or too far forward, for it is only in staying in the true present, the now, that the power residing in this sacred journey marker can be used for your benefit. Your path is marked, and you need with the need to regroup and remind yourself of your goal. Then stay in the present time and do what is directly in front of you. Only one small focus step at a time will place you at your destination. Okay, so I think we have beautiful energy coming at us. This is the energy of feelings and emotion and potentially abundance that's coming to us in the form of water. It also is energy of change, you know, and that we need to be fluid and willing to compromise. I think this is beautiful energy coming at us. I think the things that we need to release are limited perception. And I think if we bring in the effort of concentration and focus, we're going to gain a lot this month. I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope you connected with it in some way. Kind of just inspired to do something a little different for every month, on the beginning of every month, just so we can look at the energy of the month and what we're going to do about that energy. I would love to hear your comments on the reading, what you think of this different style of reading. I would love to hear your thoughts on this card deck by Colette Baron Reid. I think it's gorgeous. Anyways, thank you for your attention. Thank you for visiting with me at Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy.